Have you ever heard a story so strange, so chilling, that it stays with you long after you've heard it? Well, tonight, we're journeying into the heart of one of the 20th century's most baffling and enduring mysteries. This is the story of the Dyatlov Pass incident. Our story begins on the cold night of February 1st, 1959. 9 experienced young hikers, full of adventure and spirit, set out on a treacherous expedition into the Soviet Union's frozen Ural Mountains. They were supposed to conquer a challenging peak and return as heroes. They never came back. The group was led by the capable Igor Dyatlov, a 23-year-old engineering student. He wasn't alone. With him were 8 other skilled mountaineers, all in their early 20s, all with serious hiking and skiing experience. Their goal was Mount Otorten, a remote and foreboding peak. In the language of the local Mansi people, its name translates to a chilling warning. Don't go there. Their final camp was established on the slopes of another ominously named location, Kolotsiakol, which means Mountain of the Dead. Thanks to the diaries and photographs they left behind, we know that in the days leading up to their disappearance, everything seemed perfectly normal. They were smiling, documenting their journey, and facing the harsh winter landscape with confidence. Then, suddenly, silence. When the group failed to return by their scheduled date, alarm bells rang. A massive search and rescue operation was launched. On February 26th, what the searchers discovered would spark a mystery that continues to defy explanation to this day. They found the hiker's tent, half buried in snow, but something was terribly wrong. It had been sliced open, not from the outside, but from the inside. It was as if something had terrified them so immensely that they had to cut their way out and flee. All their essential gear, warm clothing, boots, supplies left behind. Imagine that, in the middle of a Siberian winter, with temperatures dropping to -30°C, they ran out into the blizzard without proper protection. A trail of footprints led away from the desolate campsite. Some were made by bare feet, others by feet clad only in socks. The tracks stretched for about half a mile into the vast, snowy wilderness before they simply vanished into the darkness. It was a scene of pure, unadulterated panic. The first grim discoveries were made near the edge of a nearby forest. 2 of the hikers' bodies were found, dressed only in their underwear, lying next to the embers of a small, hastily built fire. It appeared they had tried desperately to stay warm. Further up the slope, between the forest and the abandoned tent, 3 more bodies were located, including that of the group leader, Igor Dyatlov. The positions of their bodies suggested a desperate, final attempt to make it back to the safety of their tent. But what had they been running from? And why were they now trying to return? The mystery only deepened from there. It took another 2 agonizing months before the last 4 hikers were found. They were discovered in a ravine, buried under more than 12 feet of snow. The state of these final 4 bodies was the most disturbing part of the entire incident. One of the men had a severely fractured skull. Another victim, a woman, was found missing her tongue and eyes. 2 others had suffered massive internal chest injuries, but bizarrely, had no external wounds. The coroner at the time compared the force of their injuries to that of a high-speed car crash. How could this happen in the middle of nowhere, with no signs of a struggle? To add another layer of strangeness, traces of radiation were reportedly detected on some of their clothing. What could possibly explain all of this? The official Soviet investigation was surprisingly brief and vague. They concluded that the 9 hikers had died from a compelling natural force. This cryptic explanation satisfied no one and only fueled decades of speculation. So, what really happened on that mountain? Over the years, dozens of theories have been proposed, each attempting to piece together the bizarre clues. The most widely accepted official theory is an avalanche. The idea is that a slab of snow slid down onto their tent, causing them to panic, cut their way out, and flee. The internal injuries could have been caused by the immense pressure of the snow. This theory was even endorsed by a renewed Russian investigation in 2020. However, many experts point out major flaws. The slope where the tent was pitched was less than 30 degrees, generally considered too shallow for an avalanche. The search party found no evidence of a recent snowslide. And why would an avalanche cause them to run a mile downhill? away from their life-saving supplies. It doesn't quite add up. Another scientific theory involves something called This is a low-frequency sound, below the range of human hearing, that can be generated by unique wind patterns, like those found in mountainous regions. It's been suggested that intense infrasound could induce feelings of intense panic, nausea, and dread, causing the hikers to irrationally flee their tent. It's a compelling idea, but it doesn't explain the traumatic physical injuries or the missing tongue. Of course, where there's mystery, there are more sensational theories. Some people believe the hikers stumbled upon a secret military weapons test. This could explain the radiation and perhaps the violent, concussive injuries. Could they have been silenced to protect a state secret? The area was known for military activity, and some reports mention strange glowing orbs or lights seen in the sky around the time of the incident by other witnesses miles away. These glowing orbs have also led to theories involving extraterrestrial encounters. Did the hikers see something not of this world? Something that terrified them and ultimately led to their demise? While fascinating, there is, of course, no concrete evidence to support this. Then there's the human element. Could they have been attacked? The local Mansi people were initially suspected, but there were no signs of a struggle with another party. The Mansi are a peaceful people, and they considered the mountain a sacred, dangerous place to be avoided, not defended. An internal conflict within the group has also been suggested, but this seems unlikely given their close friendships and the lack of evidence of a fight. Each theory explains a piece of the puzzle, but no single theory explains it all. An avalanche doesn't explain the radiation. A military test doesn't explain why the tent was cut from the inside. Infrasound doesn't explain the brutal injuries. The mystery endures, because every answer just creates more questions. The Dyatlov Pass incident is more than just a cold case. It's a chilling testament to the unknown. It's a story frozen in time, capturing a moment of absolute terror that befell 9 young, vibrant people in the dead of a Siberian night. The mountain, it seems, is still keeping its secrets. Perhaps this is one of those mysteries that we are never meant to solve. A permanent and haunting reminder that there are forces in this world that we do not understand. What do you think happened on that lonely mountain slope? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the unknown. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries. Stay curious, and see you next time.